Hi everyone, and welcome again to another edition of ACEpodcastnation. My name is Pan, aka the Greek Leek, and today we're going to be talking about all things Wales football. The Welsh squad was announced yesterday by Craig Bellamy for the up-and-coming Nations League matches against Turkey and Montenegro. Obviously, it's going to be Craig Bellamy's first matches in charge, so it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes. We're going to talk about, the squad, look through every single player, and be great to hear what you think, of the team, or the squad itself. Who do you think should be in there? Who isn't in there? You surprised about any shocks in the squad? What you think about Craig Bellamy as the new Wales manager? So we'll kick off with the goalkeepers. Obviously, three keepers. Adam Davies, who is third choice keeper at Sheffield United, always involved in the squads. Again, someone like Adam Davies really played a lot of games for Barnsley, but I think he needs to go out on loan and get some game time, really. Still a relatively young keeper, mid-20s. Then we would normally have Tom King of Wolverhampton Wanderers, again, third choice keeper there. He is not in the squad because Craig Bellamy has announced that Carl Darlow, whose grandfather is Welsh, so he qualifies for Wales, has been selected. Now, this is a real controversial one because little over 12 years ago, Carl Darlow was selected or asked to play for Wales and he refused at 21. So there's a lot of Welsh fans out there not happy about that. My feeling is that, we are struggling in the goalkeeping department. He isn't number one at Leeds United. He was at Newcastle, played a lot of games, went on loan at Hull to get some game time, which I do like. Whether he will do that again will be interesting to see. But I think we need to put pressure on Danny Ward. After Wayne Hennessy retired, obviously Wayne Hennessy, man of the match performance against Ukraine in that playoff for the World Cup. Obviously that's a big loss for us. Danny Ward has been at Leicester City for 9 years now. £40,000 a week for the last few years, made over 10-15 million quid. Good luck to the guy, but he's hardly played. And he is third choice keeper now at Leicester. He did actually play against Tranmere the other night in the Carabao Cup, but that was only because second choice keeper is out for 6 to 12 weeks. But he's a real concern for me. And I just think Danny Ward, 32, got plenty of money. Has he got ambition? Really should be playing football. Yes, if he went to another club, he'd probably get a 75% pay cut. But as I said, he has earned a lot of money at Leicester. And that's why I think it's a good thing we've got competition for him. I think Carl Darlow is a good keeper. And I hope to see him get some game time in these Nations League matches. So then we go on to the defenders. Obviously, the usual suspects involved. You've got Metham, you've got Roden, you've got Ben Davies, Nico Williams, who you'd expect to see. And then obviously Connor Roberts as well. Now, for me, Connor Roberts is one of those weak links in our squad, in our team, really, because he plays most games at attacking fullback. And I just feel that when Connor Roberts first came on the scene, he was fantastic for Wales. Done well at Burnley, but he's always struggled in the Premier League, never really got much game time. So he is really a championship player. And I just think myself that Connor Roberts has gone backwards. And as I said, goalkeepers are weak link, right backs are weak link, and I think strikers are weak link. So I feel that it would be great to see some pressure put on Connor Roberts. And I'd really like to see Nico Williams play that position, because I think another guy who we brought in is Owen Beck, under 21 Welsh international, done really well at Liverpool. He's been on loan at a couple of clubs, one in Scotland, and he's just signed a loan deal with Blackburn, highly rated, valued about 3 million quid. He's going to have a really good future, I think, for Wales. So it'd be great to see him get some game time for us in these Nations League matches. So I think, as I said, moving forward, I'd like to see Nico play on the right. I think he's been fantastic for us as a wing-back on the left, but I just think Connor Roberts hasn't had any pressure, really. Finn Stevens has had his chance, but he doesn't look up to it. And I just think we need to try something different, really, down that role. I think Connor Roberts, once he gets the halfway line, he tends to always turn his back. And I just don't see. He hasn't moved on from a couple of years ago. He hasn't progressed as I thought he would. So I think we should try something different. Ben Cabango obviously is involved as well. You would expect, and obviously looking at it, Reece Norrington-Davis probably would have been in the squad. He in a Nations League match a year or two ago against the Netherlands at home. He scored, had a horrendous injury. Sheffield United, he had a couple of horrendous injuries. Still only 25. Come back in the last week or two, played a few minutes here and there. So I think, after these games for the next Nation League matches, I think he will be involved. And I hope that he's back to his best, because I think he could be, our left wing back, with Beck there competing. Then on to the midfield, again, the usual suspects. Jordan James, who's established himself now in the Welsh team, got his move to Rennes in French League One, and 6 to 8 million quid, real strong guy. I think I'll be interested to see what Bellamy does with Jordan James, because obviously, Ampadu, Leeds United captain, one of the best championship midfielders. Will he play them together in that defensive role, or will he actually move Jordan James into a more forward position as the 8? Because I think Jordan James, young player, good engine, can score goals. So I'd be interested to see really what he does with Jordan James. Aaron Ramsey obviously is involved in the squad. Aaron's achieved everything for Wales. A little bit surprised he's continued playing for Wales, in all honesty. Don't think he's going to make, the next World Cup if we were lucky to qualify. Surprised actually he's continued to kind of see. I think he's done everything in his career. Amazing player. I don't know. He obviously loves the game so much that he wants to play, which I think is credit to him. I think Craig Bellamy will use all of his experience with the young players. So I'm not disappointed that he's in the squad. And obviously I think he's still got a lot to offer in terms of his experience, really. Then obviously Ollie Cooper's in the squad. Ollie Cooper first burst on the scene. Swansea looked really good. His dad played for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He didn't really crack on as I thought he would last season, but he has started in the first team this season, very technically gifted. So I can see him getting some game time in some of these Nations matches. And be interested to see what Ollie Cooper can do. Then we've got Josh Sheehan, who didn't have a very good game against Gibraltar. Not a young player, obviously one of Bolton's main players, really. Technically very good, skillful player, but I don't think he's international class myself. But, obviously he's in the squad. That's one I was surprised about, to be honest with you. And then the other one is Sobra Thomas, who a lot of people are surprised about. Did really well at Huddersfield United when he first came on the scene, but his career faded a bit, went on loan to a couple of clubs, but he's got a fantastic move at Nantes in French League One. He was 7th at the moment after the first couple of games he's played in both. So I think that'll be interesting, because Sobra Thomas can sort of cover a number of different positions. So good luck to the guy, and I hope he is back on form. Then we're on the strikers. Kiefer Moore, obviously you'd expect. Dan James, Brennan Johnson, Harry Wilson. So it's the usual suspects there. Fantastic to see young Lewis Kumas in the squad. This lad could be one of our star players of the future. He's been on loan at Stoke City from Liverpool. He's hit the ground running, scoring goals. He looks absolutely fantastic. Fast, dynamic, skillful, great pass of the ball. Scored a fantastic goal for the Wales under-21s. I was down in Newport. I think it was against Lithuania. Came on as a sub. He could be our star player in the next year or so. I'm really excited to see him down that right-hand side, or wherever Craig plays him, really, because he's got a lot of pace. Then, obviously, some of the other lads, I was surprised about Ravi Matondo being in the squad. I know Craig Bellamy really likes him. He's 25, 26. He's been at so many different clubs. Rangers fans don't really rate him at all. He's not consistent enough. He's got fantastic pace, but he doesn't score enough goals. His crossing is poor, and he's just not consistent. And I think for that reason, he's probably going to go on loan, or they're trying to bid him off to a championship club on a permanent deal on 25 grand a week. It's a big salary for Rangers. They want him off the books. So, I could see him move in the next few days. But, for me, Ravi Matondo hasn't really ever done it for Wales. And Craig Bellamy really likes him. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get more out of him than Rob Page. Then we've got Liam Cullen of Swansea City. That's a surprise for me because I just don't feel Liam Cullen scores enough goals. He is a technically gifted player. He's been at Swansea since the age 8. He does score some goals. I don't think he's Wales class myself. I'm really shocked about the fact that Ruben Colwell hasn't been picked for the full senior Wales team. Craig Bellamy said the day before yesterday in an interview that he was going to pick any player from the Welsh under-21 squad he felt he wanted for the senior squad. That's why Owen Beck's there. That's why Lewis Kumas are there. And he hasn't picked Ruben Colwell because he obviously doesn't rate him enough. And that's a slap in the face for Ruben because, to be fair to him, I've been a big critic of Ruben Colwell pre-March this year. Not consistent, not doing the things he should be doing, not working hard for the team. But he has really improved his goal scoring, his distribution, his passing. He is someone who's going to keep on improving. And I think he should be in the Wales squad. I got no question about that. He is good enough. He's too good for the under-21s without question. So that really is a shock for me. The final player in the squad is Mark Harris of Oxford United. Mark Harris scored 19 goals last season in League One. Fantastic season, and has hit the ground running. The Championship, scored 3 in 3. Fantastic 30-yard goal the other day. He is a number 9 for Oxford. I mean, Oxford aren't a big club. I don't feel the pressure is as great as it was when he was at Cardiff City. But to give credit to Mark Harris, sometimes players need a move to build their confidence. And I always like Mark Harris from the bench for Wales. When he's come on, he looked busy down the left-hand side. He's one of those guys willing to run, willing to work hard for the team. Can't see him being our 9, but obviously he is probably deserving of a squad place. So that's the squad, guys. As I said, 25 in the squad. The under-21 squad, as I said, Ruben Colwell is in there. Charlie Savage is in there. Charlie Crew is in there. So Finn Stevens obviously has been moved down from the seniors to the under-21 squad. So the under-21s are looking pretty good. And they're on the verge of qualifying for a European Championship for the first time. The under-17s have done it twice recently. Last time before that was 1981. So, obviously it's really looking good at our youth level, which is encouraging for the future. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you think, guys, on the Welsh squad. Who should be there? Who shouldn't be there? How do you feel Craig Bellamy's going to do his really tough game against Turkey? Probably one of the top 8 sides in Europe at the moment with some amazing players. Gula of Real Madrid is their talisman in the midfield. So it could be a really good game at the Cardiff City Stadium. And if we can get that first win, that will lift the whole team. That will inspire the fans. The Red World fans are fantastic when they turn out in numbers. Montenegro aren't, to be sniffed at. And Iceland are very hard to beat. Obviously beating England as well at Wembley recently. So they're a really tough game. But in Nations League B, it's really important that we do well because that helps us in terms of our qualification position for future tournaments, seeding wise. So when, as I said, the worse we do, the harder things are. We're lower seeded. We're going to be up against the more top nations. So it's really important that we do well in these Nations League. They are there to replace friendlies. I think it's a really good thing that they're there. And I'd be really happy if we can, at least get a draw in the first game. Exciting to see Lewis Kumas, I think, is going to be a future star for Wales. Jordan James. And Owen Beck may get some game time as well. So, yeah, exciting times, guys. Get your thoughts in. My name's Pan, as I said, aka the Greek Leek. Lovely to see you again. And we look forward to seeing you after the game against Turkey coming up.